of March, I know. It's been such a busy month with that blood moon eclipse, and I've been doing all these eclipse chart readings. I had a sale on the eclipse chart readings, plus organizing my spring health fair for my other business, the Bend Health Guide. And we're also putting together the magazine, and it's just been nutso. And I'm glad I'm finally getting this out before March is over. It's right before St. Patrick's Day, and I've got my little lucky shamrock. My I love these little uplifting plants are so uplifting. And this March, we are traveling through the one water element. And it has just been raining and snowing where I live. How about you? We're just getting so much water, which is so good because where I live in Oregon, we've been in a state of severe drought, and we're really making up for it this month, this March. It's been raining and snowing. And are you flooding where you are? I know there's been lots of floods, lots of landslides, and so much water coming in from the sky. Water element. Water rules the emotions, and water is just making us feel all the feelings because water brings our deepest emotions up to the surface where we just can't hide our feelings anymore. We got to feel the feelings, and do the healing. And this one water star is happening in that greater two Earth Mother snake year that we have all of 2025 is a two Earth Mother. I know you might hear that it's a wood year, wood element in other astrology, in the Chinese astrology, but this is a Japanese astrology, which represents 2025 as a two Earth Mother year, where this month of March we bring water and earth together. And what do we get? We get stuck in the mud. We get mud this month. So you may feel like you've been stuck in the mud, and there can be some real procrastination happening. I always like to say, wait until the energy supports you. Sometimes when you're procrastinating and you're not getting things done, it's because the energy is not supporting you. But this month, we really have that with that water, earth, making mud. It's like the energy is not supporting us moving forward. Add to that in the Western world, we've got Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde. There can be a really hard time moving forward on things, but sometimes you can't wait. Like in the case of you got to do your taxes, or there's a deadline. I'm working on a deadline right now for the Bend Health Guide, and I'm like, oh, the energy is not supporting it, but we got to move forward. You got to get your ad in. So you have to do it, even if you're feeling like you're stuck in the mud this month and you can barely move the dial forward, but we've got to move the dial forward however slow you got to go because the water wants you to slow down. And of course, we're in this greater 9-star key cycle that is a 9 fire star. We're in a larger 81-year cycle of fire, and the water is putting out the fire too. So it's like we just don't have our inspiration. Fire is our inspiration and our energy that wants fire, loves to get going on things, but we're just maybe not feeling it. And it can feel like nothing is happening, or you're just not inspired to do the thing. And maybe you feel like you lost your mojo. When you realize that it's just the energy of this water putting out the fire and the water entering earth, you realize it's just the vibe of water making mud out of our earth and then putting out our fire. You can try to do things to motivate yourself despite the slowdown. Like you can wear the colors of red or green, which represents green is growth, green is go, like the green light, and red is that element of fire that really gets us going against the water. But you can also just surrender to the process and go with the flow of the river, like you're just kayaking. Stop trying to paddle upstream. Release your resistance. Let the water carry you. Let the water take you. Don't go against the water. You're not going to get anywhere if you're trying to go against the flow. So you got to just let the water take you where it wants to go. And if you are new to 9-Star Key, if this is the first time you're checking this out, this is a Japanese nature-based system of astrology that is based on the 5-element system found in acupuncture, Jin Shindo acupressure, feng shui, and traditional Chinese medicine. And you can find your own 9-Star Key. You could just look down in the description or sign up for my emails to get a free 9-Star Key reading. I'll put the link below in the description. And when you know your own 9-Star Key, you will want to watch your annual video if you haven't already for 2025 to just find out what star you will be traveling through, because we're all going through an element. Like for me, I'm going through the 6 metal star. I'm a 3 wood star going through metal this year. And when you understand your element and the element you're traveling through, it helps you learn how to energetically align with everything you want to manifest. And if you want to learn more about how to manifest by aligning to your element, you can watch my video, What is 9-Star Key? I'll link it in the description. But I want to get back to what is this water element bringing us for the month of March. And water rules over our kidneys, and kidneys brings us fear. The kidneys is where we hold our fear. And so there's just been a lot of collective fear coming up this March. There's been so many doomsday. Oh my God, is the world going to end? Is something terrible about to happen? And of course, some scary things are happening. And there's just some scary messages that are coming out. And that is so water element. That's so like, let's worry about things that aren't even happening. And this water month, we want to just hang tight because we will move into a fire element for the month of April, a fire element where we all come out from the winter's darkness and into the light. I promise you, April is going to be so hopeful and so much more energy next month. But right now, as we're in the deep, we're like in a deep, dark lake of water, and it feels like we're drowning and the world is ending. But that is just this element. So let's, do something about the situation. Kind of energy will come in when fire feeds earth. Next month, we're gonna start seeing more proactive things happening to create positive change in our world right now. And but for the month of March, we're just sort of having this more catastrophic thinking that is so kidney meridian water energy. And I myself have had some low back pain. Let me know if anybody else's low back pain is classic kidney meridian water element. I feel like it's my Mingmen. We have these Mingmen points in our lower back that are the source of our power and our energy. And Mingmen are ruled by the kidneys, ruled by this water element that we're traveling through. And in Chinese medicine, they always say, keep your Mingmen warm. So if you live somewhere where it's cold, like where I live, it's been snowing, you want to keep those your low back points, the Mingmen warm. And I may have gotten some cold invasion because I've been walking the river trail. And this Mingmen, they also relate to your reserve energy. So just like your hara in your stomach relates to the reserve energy. And I've been kind of burning the candle at both ends. I've had so much work to do, and my body gave me that message that just said, slow down. And my low back was really feeling painful. And that's the warning sign. Your body will just sometimes say, warning, you got to slow down. And the Mingmen can also relate to adrenal depletion, which we can have our adrenal gland, which is right there in that kidney meridian, say, slow down, especially if you're drinking too much coffee right now. And I was trying to motivate against the water element by drinking more coffee. And then my Mingmen and my adrenal points, they just kind of seized up into low back pain. And I was reading my favorite teacher, Iona Garden. She wrote this incredible book called The Joy of Feeling. It is so beautiful. I've studied Jin Shin Do acupressure with Iona T. Garden. And she talks about this Mingmen depletion being an exhaustion phase of the stress response. And I think we're all feeling that with this water star month. It's an exhaustion phase caused by the stress. We've all been under stress with the response to everything going on in the world. And our kidney adrenal meridian has been trying to adapt to changing circumstances in our world. We're collectively going through big changes. We're in that eclipse portal. There's a lot that's changing in our world, and we're all feeling it. And perhaps you've been telling yourself, it's okay, I'm handling it. I've got a lot to do and, bills to pay and everything's costing more. And you just keep saying, it's okay, we can handle it. We'll get through it. We can handle it. We've been saying I can handle it since 2020. Collectively, we've all been trying to handle the changing circumstances in our world. But if you continue just telling yourself you're handling it when maybe the stressors just keep coming, you will continue to exceed your body's available energy reserves. And the Mingmen and the Hara in our stomach, this is where we have those energy reserves until you just have nothing left to give. And that is when your body sends out the alarm signals like low back pain, or maybe you have a kidney issue, or you're having bladder, urinary issues. That's kidney. And we can get so stressed out as we attempt to adapt and keep adapting. And then there's another change. And we've been through collectively a lot of changes since 2020. The world just keeps changing, and we keep adapting to all the changing circumstances and saying, I'm handling it. But eventually it becomes this red flag for the body. So maybe you're trying to do too much too fast, or you're in a hurry up and wait stage, or you're rushing to get a project done instead of calmly working in that flow state. I really prefer my own life when I'm doing a massage or I'm working on the guide, if I can get into that flow state where I just allow the energy to travel through me as a Reiki Master healer, just allowing that energy to come in through my crown of chakra and then flow through my hands. And when you find yourself, whatever your work is, maybe you're an artist or a musician, or you do something creative, or even any job, if you can be in a flow state, that is tied to the water element. And that is when you are just working in a perfect harmony. But for me, I was pushing too hard this month, and this intense low back was telling me that I was forcing things. I was trying too hard. This is not how I like to work. And this was a wake-up call for me personally to get back into that flow state. And I just want to show you guys this exercise that is really beneficial if you find yourself exhausted or maybe depleted, or you're trying to handle it and it's not working out. You can do this wonderful Ming Men exercise to build up your reserve energy and just get that energy back into that kidney chi. Oops, I'm just going to show you. I knocked my little singing bowl. So what you do is that these are your Ming Men right here in the low back. And so you want to just swing your arms and hit your Ming Men. And this is something you can do in the morning when you just want to get some reserve energy going. And you just swing and hit, and I'm hitting with a good amount of pressure to just like kind of wake up the Ming Men and say, I got you, let's do this. And this is really beneficial during this water element to just get some chi flowing, get that energy. It like restores your energy reserves if you are feeling tired. And it tells your Ming Men that you're supporting them and you're aware of the work that they're doing. It's like an acknowledgement for their hard work. And because our kidneys ruled by the Ming Men, kidneys rules over fear and worry, we may find ourselves just stressing out about things that aren't even really happening this month. I think collectively there is a lot of worry and fear coming in this spring. And yes, the world does seem a little scary if you watch the news right now in this moment. You might need to tell yourself, cancel, cancel, when your brain goes into that catastrophic thinking, because that is one of the negative effects of the water element, is this catastrophic worry about things that aren't really happening. And the water element at its best is all about harnessing your deep faith that things are going to get better. This deep faith that creates good outcomes. To really hyper focus now on what is the best possible outcome we could have out of this situation, and really tapping into this divine hope for something better to show up. And what if it turns out even better than I could have imagined? So if you are feeling stressed out in this water element, in the two earth making us stuck in the mud, give yourself the gift of a time out. Just take a time out. Take those deep belly breaths. Anytime you're still feeling stressed, your breath is always available to you. And this water element, it's so spiritual. And this water element wants to support you. This water element wants you to float, to feel the support of the water holding you, supporting you, floating you. Water wants you to stop struggling to lift some giant boulder. Water wants you to trust that there is a higher power, an invisible force that will guide you to find your way effortlessly to move this boulder. And the truth is, you don't have to do it alone, that there are people who will support you, there are people who will help you. And water just wants you to feel nourished. And how do you nourish yourself with the water element? I mean, it's so obvious. You just drink your water, drink that water, drink some herbal teas, eat more soup this March. Soup, it's such a good time for soup. and nourish your kidneys with beans. Beans are so nourishing. The kidney bean looks just like a kidney. Nature was so obvious when it invented the kidney bean to nourish your kidneys, but also black beans and my favorite little Chinese azuki beans are so nourishing to the kidneys. And perhaps you would just want to take a nice, luxurious hot soak in your bathtub with some yummy salts, Epsom salts, or I just took a CBD bath. It was amazing. And just soak in a tub. Or if you're really brave, you could go out for a cold plunge in the forest, at a river or lake, or even in the ocean. Getting out into water, but even just walking. I've been walking the river trail more just to be next to the element of water, to see water, to visualize water. Even if you don't live somewhere in nature, you can just pull up images of water on your computer and just look at lakes and think of the colors green and white, because green, like this color, green and white, are nourishing to the kidneys as well. And you'll want to get more sleep. Water element desires more sleep and dreams. And go for a walk every day if you can. Movement is the water likes to move. The water moves downstream. You got to keep moving your body. Maybe do some yin yoga, just a more relaxed yoga this month. And that water element is all about intuition and receiving those divine messages from spirit, ancestors, and aliens alike. So listen to the messages that are trying to find you. Get out and go for a walk and listen to the sound of wind to see if spirit whispers something to you. And get out your journal to do some free writing where you can just ask a question and then just let spirit move the pen to write the message, and just see what shows up when you allow something, some higher force to write through you. Or do some coloring. Get really childlike with your imagination. Just have fun. Just take a time out. Do something creative. Do some kind of crafting or artwork, or letting yourself channel this divine energy that wants to find you this month through music or dancing or whatever. Spend time with children. They'll teach you what to do. Children know. And this water star element is related to the colors of deep blue and black, the colors of darkness. So you can wear these water colors of deep blue and black to harness this water energy. And you can also just sort of tap into that energy of the darkness. Go out into the night sky and look at the stars. No wonder we had this total lunar eclipse, this blood moon this month, this darkening of the moon's light. It pairs so well with this intense dark energy of water, who wants us to feel that darkness, to feel a little lost right now. Like we don't need to know where we're going. That's what water says. We may feel like we're drowning or being sucked under in some way by this water energy. It's so big, like the ocean. It's just so much water. But the water is ultimately teaching us how to swim, right? So water gives us resilience. And this water element, the kidney meridian, is also about this divine trust in a higher power, trusting the process, surrendering to the process in divine trust that it's going to work out. Trusting God, trusting source, the universe, whatever you believe in. Let me know what you trust in. Do you trust in something higher? Trust in some higher power that is going to save us all this month. Trust that it will work out. Trust that things are going to get better. Trust someone in your life or something, or trust your cat. Trust, who do you trust right now? Trust, try to gain greater trust for just even people that you meet. Hopefully, you have someone in your life that you can trust. And if you don't trust anyone, that can be a sign that you have a kidney meridian imbalance. If you're somebody who's like, I don't trust anyone, I don't trust the situation, I don't trust whatever. Um, if you don't trust things, then you really need to start tapping on your Ming Men and breathing into your belly, tapping into that hara space. And you can regain your trust in our world when you just really tap into this water energy. You can even just drink a glass of water with the belief that I'm trusting this water to be healing me. And as I drink this water, I'm going to regain my trust in the world, right? Now let's look at all 9 stars. If you know your star, you can follow along and get your divine message for the month. And if you don't know your star, be sure to go and look in the chart in the description to find out what element you are. And if you leave your element in the comments, I'll give you a little mini distance Reiki and an energy reading of what I think March looks like for you. And the first star is the 1 water star. You are in the center now. So that makes this your hurricane month. It's going to be a crazy ride for you. And I think of that song, Ooh, child, things are going to get easier. Because I'm telling you, 1 star is going to get better for you in April, when you will be moving into a much luckier month ahead. So just be like that cat on the branch this month and hang in there, 1 water star. You got this. Because this month can just feel like everyone is depending on you, everyone wants you to do something, and no one is helping you to accomplish all these huge tasks. But there will be an end in sight. Things are going to get better. You will get through this, and you may need to say no to assert your energetic boundaries, and be sure to take some time out for self-care, TLC, get a massage, take a bath, maybe get an energy clearing because you are going to need one. 2 Earth Star, you have water and double Earth bringing you a lot of mud. You may need to bring in a stronger schedule to really keep you on task this month. Write it down, get all your to-do lists out, prioritize your tasks, because your natural inclination is to complete procrastination and avoidance of what you need to be doing right now. You just want to feel free. You just want to do whatever you want. You're feeling more creative and you don't feel like working or getting anything done. So strive for balance this month. And you may have to balance that with, like, when I complete this task, I can do something creative. When I complete this task, I can have a beer or something like that. You may have to really treat yourself like an inner child and get some discipline to get the things done, but still take some time out for relaxation to allow your body to heal and recuperate if you've been sick. And you may need to replenish your energy with some supplements this month. 3 wood star, water feeds wood. So this is a highly productive month, but too much of a good thing, too much water can make trees feel unrooted in the mud. So stay grounded by going bare feet in the spring soil, get your feet out in that spring grass. plant seeds for your spring garden with the hope for the future, because I promise you, good things are coming to you, 3-star, and you are really taking your power back this year and becoming a magnet for all that you desire. So have faith that there's nothing you need to do to receive all that you desire. Just be that magnet and let good things come to you. For Woodstar, this is a time for some deep spring cleaning to gladly give away all the things you no longer need, no longer use, worn out things, worn out relationships. Get rid of all of it to make room so that you can receive all those things I know you're calling in this year, and bless with love all the money that you are spending this month, knowing that is returning to you multiplied, because you are in a state of divine grace. And this whole year is your harvest year for Woodstar. So you can really call in what you want. But remember, just like Thanksgiving, it's about having gratitude and also giving to others. 5, Earth Star, you are an earth element, also stuck in that mud made by the water, but release your need to struggle this month and just allow things to unfold and to show up for you. Get into that receiving mode where you will attract all kinds of things that you desire, and new friendships are showing up this spring. People are just showing up to teach you a new way of being that will support your process of inner transformation, because it all begins within this year, 5 Earth Star. So look for the helpers, the guides, the mentors, the teachers, the gurus who are going to help you in this divine transformative work you are doing all 2025. 6, Metal Star. You have a copacetic relationship between metal and water, so everything is working in your favor this month, and your life is just getting better and better in these beautiful, harmonious ways. You would love to escape from all of your work challenges, but just keep going until you reach the finish line, because there will be some big rewards that await you for all your good deeds and all your hard work that you're putting in right now. This summer, your living will become easier and you've almost accomplished all your big goals. So keep going, 6 Metal Star. You got this. 7, Metal Star. You have some brand new, amazing opportunities that are showing up for you this month, and you have the inner resources to figure out your next steps forward. There's nothing you have to do just yet, so just allow yourself that time and space to dream up your ideal scenarios going forward, and then have faith that it will all unfold over time. You're in the early preparation stage for a true divine miracle to show up. So just allow it. 8, Earth Star. You're like that sprout that is pushing forward, but now the rain comes pouring down and there's so many obstacles to your progress. It can feel exhausting. So take a deep breath and don't give up on your dreams. This is just one tiny setback. And ultimately, the spring rains and the water are going to nourish that sprout. It might just feel like all too much right now, but this is all part of the natural process of growth. The sun will shine its light again on your big goals, and you will accomplish more next month, I promise. So just have patience in the process right now. 9 fire star. Even though the water may put out your fire element as you're traveling through wood in 2025, this water this month means the energy is supporting you. You can really go for it now. Make your dreams a reality. Do the thing you've been dreaming about and always wanting to do, because things are working out for you and you may just fall in love. I feel like you might fall in love right now because you're just so charismatic, 9 5 star. You are just a magnet for people and positive situations, and you are just inspired by some long held wishes that keep coming true this month. You are the lucky one, 9 fire star. And now I just want to do a little 9 star key reading and see what the I Ching, I mean, not a 9 star key reading, an I Ching for this month, and just see what this says. And this says, you should live in accordance with nature and count your blessings rather than envying others. This is number 6. Material goods may feel scarce for a while, but your friends and family may well be your greatest support for both emotionally and financially. This is a time to live in the wilderness and be attuned to the natural energy. It is time to slow down. Know yourself and do not envy others' wealth, because everybody is capable of finding their own bread, but nobody gets to see the whole world quite like the raven who flies above it all. And this calls to mind the prophet Elijah in the Bible, who fled from persecution and enemies of God only to live in the desert. His food was brought by ravens. And this story reminds us that while we may strive for much, sometimes we need to be content with what we have and quit striving for it, but just allow things to show up for us. That's a really fun message. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.